Hey class, so for this video, we're going to talk a little bit about saving and auto-saving. We're also going to work on our text. So this text will start off by saying, hello there kitten. And then we're going to add text that says, my name is, and include your name. Then we're going to apply some animation presets to our text. And we're going to preview some of our different animation presets in Adobe Bridge. Let's get started. All right, so the first thing is that we have not saved our project in a while. So Command S will save your project, or you can go to File and Save. You can see because I just hit Command S, it is grayed out, but otherwise you would just hit File and Save. We can also set up autosave. Now I highly recommend setting up autosave. So let's go to the After Effects button, Settings, and autosave. And this is going to allow us to turn on autosave every X amount of minutes. So I'm going to say every 20 minutes. And then this is a great one too. Save when starting render queue. And then maximum project versions, because After Effects is quite intensive on our computer, and it also takes up a lot of cache space, which we'll talk about in our last video. I think having a maximum project versions of 5 is perfect. So let's just hit OK for that. You can also see that there's a ton of different settings that we can manage here. And we will be talking about caching and our hardware memory and performance soon as well in our last video. All right, so I'm just going to hit OK. And now let's talk about text. Our text layer is down here, and you can see by the icon that's next to it that it is a composition. And you can also see that we have the text as a composition up in our project panel, and it's similar to our main composition. So compositions, you can think of them as either groups of layers, which you can create and nest within other compositions. So we can edit our compositions by clicking on them. So I'm going to double click on this, and you'll see that it will open an additional tab to the right here. So you can see it switches to my text tab, and it switches in the main composition panel to that new composition. If I want to go back, just click on the left here. Now you will at one point in your After Effects career be tempted to close your composition panel by clicking on this little X here. I do it all the time by mistake, and it will get rid of your composition panel. So what you do to get it back is just go to Windows, and it's this composition text, or it would be composition main comp, etc. And that will get this back. You can also switch to your main comp just by using these tabs. Yeah, avoid this little checkbox there. All right, so now that we are in our composition and the text, we can see our Photoshop layers here. On the left-hand panel here, we've got some little eyeballs that will turn off visibility of these layers. So you can see what each layer does. So this is kind of a backdrop. One thing to note also is that this file was originally created in Photoshop, and it brought in my guides, which can be very helpful. So if you're really comfortable working in Photoshop and you want to bring in your guides or part of your assets, it will come over no problem. Now, let's start working on our text. You can see if I switch to my text tool and I try and click on my Hello There Kitten layer, I'm getting nothing. It actually just creates a new empty layer. So I'm going to delete that. Instead, there's something really special that we have to do. So we're going to go to Layer, Create, and Convert to Editable Text. And watch closely what happens to the text itself. You can see it gets sharper and clearer. And now it converts to a text layer that we can edit. Note that if you're using a PC and you don't have this font, feel free to change the font to something like Impact or Arial. The font isn't particularly important, except that it needs to be sans serif and clear. All right, so this font we're going to keep, or this text layer we're going to keep. We're going to duplicate it so that we can edit the next layer or the next group of text, which is going to be my name is. So I'm going to go to Edit and Duplicate, or you can see the shortcut for that is Command and D. All right, and I'm actually going to turn off the visibility of this Hello Kitten layer by turning off this eyeball. All right, so now I can work on this top layer, and I'm going to hit caps lock and do my name is Sean. Now you can see I have a super short name, and it's barely fitting. I can use a little bit of my tracking, so I'm going to click over this setting and just tighten this tracking up a little bit. There we go. So do what you can to fit your name into this little part right here. And feel free to reorder the text, so if you want to do my name on one line or however you want to do it is fine with me. Just make sure that it looks nice. All right, so I'm also going to come down here and rename this layer. So to do that, I'm going to click on the layer name, hit return, and then call this my name is. So renaming a layer is as simple as hitting return, or you can right click and hit rename. Perfect. All right, so now we need to get these two pieces working together. So we're going to start with the Hello Kitten. Oh, I got to disable caps lock. So that's this layer, and it's going to go for approximately 5 seconds. And then I'm going to click on the My Name Is, and I'm going to click and drag from the beginning and hold down Shift. And so it's going to appear after the Hello Kitten disappears. Great. And you can see that this composition here is very long. So, but when we're using it in our main comp, by clicking over here, it will be cut off at the 12-second marker. All right. So let's check out what this is looking like. So we've got hello there kitten, and my name is Sean. Perfect. A little boring, but that works. So actually, let's start one more video for the text animation presets, and I'll see you in that video. So just to wrap this one up, we talked about how compositions can be nested inside other compositions. How if you're working in a text that is brought over from Photoshop, you need to go to Layer, Create, and convert to editable shapes or editable text. And then we duplicated as well as shortened the length of time that the text is appearing. All right, thanks class. See you in the next video.